I'm back like an annoying cousin or a panic attack. On the Alliance map, because one, that's the first thing that was really just on here. And the second one is there's actually a new alliance forming, which has India, Vietnam, just Kazakhstan. I think for Iran, they would actually sort of join. Hold on, let me give them like a reddy orange colour. No. This is a good colour for it. Yeah, you can tell it isn't quite this, but it isn't quite this. Anyway, so I'd say it's probably just them who will be in it for now. Actually, say Brunei and Singapore will probably join. Anyways, we see a little war happen between North Korea and South Korea. And also the Philippines, Indonesia, and Japan, and Taiwan. Is this all of them? Yep. Anyway, so the South Koreans begin pushing up into North Korea, and they take Pyongyang, I think that is its name, and they sort of just die. So now, let me just in case it wasn't selected, let me just reselect it. The reason I sound like I'm dying is because I'm sick. In this peace treaty, North Korea gets basically fully annexed, except for this little strip of land. Which ends up becoming a puppet, but I'm going to do that at the end of the video because it's easier. Anyways, we see like a little war happen between some alliances. Well, first another alliance happens between Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, and Tunisia. Which is the Northern African Pacticum. And I'd say that they also probably, I'd say Egypt probably ends up also kind of joining them. Anyway, so there's like a sort of like three-way war that happens. Because they go against them, which means... So basically, they invade them, but they also invade them. So first of all, that means all of this alliance is in a war, which calls them into it. Which also sort of just pulls them into it. But Yemen also decided to invade Somalia, which that isn't good. But let's just say for simplicity's sake, they attacked them. Yeah? Hello, I'm doing a video.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
What? What are you recording?
Map video.
How are you recording it?
Paint. Well, yeah, I just press Windows and G and I can just start recording.
What, and you're recording your voice as well?
Yeah.
And then how do you edit it?
I don't, I just leave it like how it is.
Oh. But then you're going to have all us talking over it.
Okay. I have 97 subscribers. I don't honestly care how good the quality of my videos are. I just want them to be kind of good, like good enough to post. Wait, what was I saying again? Oh yeah. So let's say when trying to test one of their missiles into the ocean, it accidentally lands in the DRC, which brings all of them into it. So it's finally a fair war. And while this happens, a new alliance pops up. Which has them, Afghanistan, hello Japan, goodbye Japan, Mauritania, Chad, and them. And because they invaded just as they made the alliance, that means now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alliances in. Wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Actually, no, let me make all the different teams just their actual colour. There's the brown team. There's the orange team. There's the grey team. I think Mauritania's on the, yeah. Is it yellow? No, I think that is gold. Yeah, that's gold. Cameroon, Mauritania. Anyways, let's just say it's an everyone against everyone, with the exception of these 2 teams. So there's a sort of grey invasion happening here. And by grey invasion, I just mean like a grey sweep. So there's a push into these countries, which goes quite well. And Ethiopia decides to join on their own team just against them, just to see if they can get some land. I don't know why I did that, I just kind of wanted to have Ethiopia on this. So eventually they fall and the borders will just... I don't want to do a full-fledged war in this country. That is the wrong colour, I think. Yep. Why does it look so... That looks different from that. Anyways. let's say they end up falling, they end up falling, and they end up falling, and all this becomes Ethiopian. The Republic of the Congons managed to take all the war stuffs from here and begin a push to kind of like sever this in half, which they do, and they begin just a quick little push to just do that, and to do this, to circle two things. Sorry about this, I'm really sick, well not really sick, but I'm sick. And eventually they basically get all of the Democratic Republic back. And they begin a few small spearheads, one here, one that takes back all of them, and one into here. I don't exactly really have a colour that I can do for this, but anyways. So, that's down here. I'd say this is probably all that happens. But now we get up to here. Mauritania begins pushing in, Algeria begins pushing into here. And Mali begins pushing into here. Anyways, and Mali begins pushing into here. These aren't like just borders, these are sort of just front lines. So eventually, I'd say probably after 7 months of fighting, this is what the borders end up looking, well, the front lines end up looking like. So Algeria begins invading with help from Egypt because they can kill them, and they can kill them. A free war, that isn't easy, and they also have them. Actually, let me just, there, that looks a lot better. Anyways, Ethiopia decides to leave the war and just take what they have, which is, in my opinion, a very smart move. Ethiopia! Anyway, so the grey team just decide to leave. You know, this war is probably just going to end one way, so... So, Algeria takes this. I'd say they would probably take, like, maybe this. And they also kind of invading into Mali, so it would probably end up being like this. So now the borders look something like this. Hello, Baba.
Enjoy.
I will. hot chocolate, you go there. Anyway, so I'd say these are the new Mali and Algerian borders. Tunisia probably would take this little strip of land, and then Egypt goes no. And let's just say Chad didn't join, because I feel like they in real life probably wouldn't. The DRC basically just stays the same, but they annex these two. And South Sudan gets all of them and takes this and this large as hell chunk of land. Ethiopia takes this. And I'd say that's probably what these borders will look like down here. And I'd say nothing else really changes. So that's basically all that really happens this video. Nice. Actually, hold on. Control A, Control C. And luckily, now I can do this. Actually, duplicate layer, drag it up here, delete this layer, Ruslan, China, Nicaragua, Venezuela, Somalia, Sudan, and them. Now the Middle East has them. Maybe make a new colour. Bit orangey, but not too close. Like, you can see the difference. Oh dear God, there's a pixel missing. What the hell? A single pixel can mess everything up. Since they lost an ally, they decide to recruit a few more. They ask Ethiopia to join and they're like, okay. Which then ropes Djibouti and Eritrea, I think. Eritrea and Djibouti. No, Eswatini and Lesotho is down there. Anyway, so that's Africa basically just all done. I forgot the actual brown team. Brown, and I need a lighter brown. The squarest it can't be, so the winner. My throat. Also, if you're wondering why Egypt's in the Middle Eastern pack, this, Russia, Turkey, and everything here up to here is in Africa, so that's why I just want you guys to know, in case you didn't. That's done. Now I can start doing the other alliances. This one has them and them. So let me just check, is that Africa all accounted for? Yes. Over here, the squarest it can't be, so the winner of our contest, fitting all the tight descriptions. The squarest of the squarest, the circlist of the circlist, the cyclist, ha. Alright, forgot Afghanistan. Did I have Sri Lanka? Yeah. Vietnam. Yeah, I knew I know I did something with them too. There's Starry Island, the Philippines. Alright, I forgot Japan. And if you guys are wondering what I'm gonna do with North Korea, that is Asia basically all accounted for except for Taiwan. Hold on, just want to see. Yeah. Okay, that's all alliances except for NATO accounted for. That's good to know. Because I know all of the NATO countries off by heart. Oh yeah, I forgot about Denmark. Denmark. It is Denmark. And that's been all accounted for. That's all of NATO done. The borders look a bit different, but oh well. Now there's one last thing I want to do in this video that will sort of carry on into the next. Well, that isn't good. Because we see a few rebellious groups pop up, like Hong Kong, a Taiwanese activist group, which Taiwan sort of joins in on, but it doesn't really activate them since they're sort of just funding it. But they are sending a few people there. A Korean group. There's just Tibet in general. I think this is the border of Tibet. And look at me, I know another province. Xinjiang. Would there be any other places that would melt? Hold on. Chinese provinces. Top right. What? I don't know what it's called. I'm just gonna call it blob. I'm just gonna call it the top right. So the top right begins taking some land, as well as Xinjiang, however I say it. I'm just gonna say John. Tibet actually manages to get the help of it, not Indonesia. India. That happens. Now these two make an agreement to kind of just split this land in half. So I'd say maybe after a year, I'd say this is what the front lines would look like. So I'd say this is probably what the borders will look like. So let me just quickly go to just before this happened, because this is what I think I think this is what the borders will look like. This will be Hong Kong. No, I'd say this would probably be the area they would divide. Hong Kong getting this land, and Taiwan getting all of this land. Well, the Taiwanese rebellious group, we just end up uniting with Taiwan. The Koreans take this. Looks like a very mean grandma. Truth. I never truth. Ah. This is the grey area. This is Xinjiang. This is This is Tibet. Yep. And I was gonna say that India gets a bit more land. Anyways, now that my credit score has been completely depleted, this video is going to end in about, I don't know, 20 seconds. And the Koreans decide to unite with their puppet state. Oh god, that looks horrible. Reverse it, I do not like that. Let's say the puppet state unites with the taken land. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, bye now.